Welcome, everybody, to the first annual, probably last annual, the 2019 Gibbys are here. The Gibby Awards are very prestigious because I just made them up about 24 hours ago. But we're going to go over some awards for the 2019 season. You can't read them all on my beautiful graphic here. But rookie, crowd moment, and individual performance, as well as thing of the year. I didn't want to put thing of the year up here because it would just look weird on my fancy graphic, and I couldn't think of a better name for it. So that's what we're going to call it. So we're going to go over some awards. I believe I'm probably going to put these out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. There'll be 3 days of awards. And then the last day, which will be the following Monday, will be top 10 players of the year. So just try to celebrate the year that was Rocket League of 2019 and go over some of that good stuff. If I get anything wrong, which everything will be wrong because you guys all have better opinions than myself, write in the comments below. And let's get this going. All right. So, now we're going to get fancy here. I'm just going to point that out now. We already got a fancy graphic, which is over here because my webcam's mirrored. So we already got a fancy graphic. Next up, we got PowerPoint. Not only do we have PowerPoint, but we have transitions. Or animations. Here we go. All right, things of the year. My top three. We're going to go 3, 2, 1. Energy. They finally win a world championship. I feel like this was a team that pretty much everyone was rooting for to finally get that trophy, especially Garrett G. A lot of Turbo fans out there as well. And, of course, for Justin as well. A pretty special moment to cap off the year that was where Energy, they were probably the most dominant team this entire year when we talk about like League of Parity, where there was different winners for every event. Their one major gripe that we've always heard me say that they don't win anything. And when they do, they win in a basement or a tent. So do those really count? I don't know. But they finally got that big grand finals win. So everyone, super excited for that. That's my number 3 thing of the year. Number 2, the DreamHack Pro Circuit. Man, this was fun. Like, I got to do all 4 of these, and it was just great to see some underdog stories come out, like Echo Zulu or GC Aura or even the Peeps. It was just a lot of fun to see these teams battle it out. We got to see OC come out. We got to see Asia come out. We got to see South America come out. And it was just a lot of fun to get everyone together, 32 teams, every single event, battling it out. And it was fantastic. And obviously, from what we at least saw, that there's not going to be too much tournaments outside of RLCS Season 9 and the Olympics at the beginning of the year. And while that's amazing, I would love a couple DreamHacks thrown in there somewhere because DreamHacks are a lot of fun to do. Shout out to my boy Dread, who I miss. I love you. Let's continue. South America joins RLCS. That has to be number 1. Has to be the number 1 thing of 2019. Whenever a new region joins RLCS, it's always a great time just to see how they do. But I felt like in Season 7 World Championship, they had some chances. They wowed some people. Season 8 seemed like they got slightly better, but they still aren't there just yet. But you can't really expect that when everyone else has been playing 3 years of top-level Pro Rocket League, and they just joined now. They're extremely hungry. They look very comparable to OCE, and it's only up from here for South America. So that was my thing of the year. Moving on. The crowd moment of the year, and this one comes with clips, all right? We're just going to turn into a clip show for a little bit here. Let me get my clips ready. Just don't look at the tabs because that might give away a little bit of it, and we'll see how well this works. But the only one we need audio for is the first one. I think it's the first one, unless I messed up. Here we go. The Dig vs. Vitality overtime gratitude from the fans. This was at the Season 8 World Championship. Game 6 overtime where Dig Test and Vitality are putting on one hell of a series. And the crowd just erupts for no reason whatsoever. Nothing special happens here, but it just shows how knowledgeable like our crowd is for Rocket League to know that this has been a special series. So let's go to the clip. Hopefully it plays loud enough.
He respected the defense. He puts it on the backboard once more. Scrub kill out of his net. Gets a soft touch. But here comes Astro. It's just a bit wide. Final pass. Wait. Shot with an opportunity to win it here in Game 6. It's not going to happen. Astro.
Just nuts. Just all right. So there was some special stuff. And now here's where the crowd is just like, let's go, man. Let's go. Reminds me a lot of here we go. This crowd, man. Goosebumps, like it says in the top. Like, what a series. It reminds me a lot of like hockey, when like there's been a good drive or a good shift, like I should say, and the crowd just erupts for like, damn, like you guys are playing amazing. Well done. Maybe no goal happens, but well done. Very cool moment for crowd moment of the year. Next up, the DreamHack Peeps Chaos. This was so cool because like, I'll just play the clip. It's not really a clip. It's kind of just everything to go along with it. Like, you don't really need the audio for this, and because I don't know if there's going to be any music behind it. Just the crowd at Montreal was fantastic because, like, every other event had finished at that point, and everyone came over to see these big underdogs take on the Goliaths of G2, and the fans were going nuts, handing out Peeps signs everywhere. The Peeps family was going nuts. It was so much fun to experience this, where we got that true underdog story, the team without an org versus the fan favorite of all of Rocket League, G2, and there was more Peeps fans than there was G2 fans. It was really cool to see some of the Peeps family here, just super emotional, like super cool moment. Just everyone who doesn't even watch Rocket League just coming over and watching and rooting for this underdog story. It was something special for sure. One of my highlights of all of 2019 for sure. Like, even I got a little teary-eyed at the desk when we were doing that. So pretty cool moment there. Next up, the record-breaking wave. Like, you have to give credit when we break world records, even though it's probably not technically recognized as a world record. But I just want to point out one thing and why it was even more special for myself. And I'm going to be a little bit biased here, but Giblet's a world record holder, and that's all that matters here. Here we go. We see Giblet doing the wave. We don't really need a 20-minute video of people standing up and sitting back down. There's plenty of them, but Giblet, look at him, the record breaker holder himself. What a man. What a man. There you go. And that is my number one moment. Probably a little biased here, but you tell me what favorite crowd moments you have. Plus, if you have any clips, like, throw them up in YouTube. I think there's allowed links in there. I'm not really sure how that works in the comment section, but I'll try and allow as much as I can. And, yeah, the crowd, always fantastic in every event that we go to, but those are three really standout moments that I thought we had there. So what was that? That was 2 awards so far, right? I believe. I don't want to forget stuff. Okay. Because I have them all in the same PowerPoint because I'm lazy, and so I don't want to go too far, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Individual performance of the year. So this is basically a player performance at one single event that was just outstanding. And I might be forgetting some because I think there was others, but we're going to start off with Yukio with the RLCS Season 8 World Championship. Maybe a little bit because of how poor of a season he had compared to the World Championship run he did, but he was playing out of his mind. Like, if Dignitas made it to the finals, we were very conflicted on MVP votes for energy and for vitality of who should get it. Depends on who wins. But if Dignitas got there, it would have been Yukio, no matter what happened in that series, because of how much work he was putting in. He was doing a fantastic job. There were some other notables, like Gimmick at DreamHack Dallas. There's a few others on my mind, but that I can't think of right now. But Yukio, he really, really, really stood out in the Season 8 World Championships, and we'll see where he goes in 2020. JNAPS, the RLCS Season 8 promotion tournament. Like, I don't know the exact stat, but it was something like 23 goals in 12 games or something like that. Absolutely put G2 on his back when they needed him most and got the job done. Sure, it wasn't a LAN. Sure, it wasn't a long event, but it was still notable enough to make this list because of how insane it was. We haven't seen a performance like that pretty much ever in Rocket League, so hats off to JNAPS for that one. Finally, Shaw Set 45, DreamHack Valencia. He literally added a car to the meta. No one has done that in the longest time. You would have to go all the way back to Cooksey or early days Batmobile. Like, this doesn't happen often. The Fennec, the hatchback, whatever you want to call it, Shaw Set was an absolute monster at Valencia. taken the title for reciprocity. I think they were PSG at the time. But either way, it doesn't matter. Chaussette, what a performance there at DreamHack. Really showed what he can do. One of the other notables I was going to say was Chaussette in the regional championships for Europe. That would have been another one probably on that cusp of top 3. But Chaussette, when he gets going, man, oh boy, watch out. He is very, very scary. Could be the best player in the world at times. But at DreamHack, he showed it. Remind me a lot of when they won their first DreamHack way back in the day. It was like him and J-Naps were going off. And it's cool to have them both back around the same time of really popping off. Because that was all the way back at the beginning of 2018. So really cool to see from Chaussette. Finally, the Rookie of the Year to end our day. And I've seen a lot of this on the subreddit and all that stuff of their Rookies of the Year, because there's been some awards through the subreddit and all that stuff. And a lot of people calling for this man to win it, Astral Dignitas. But I think people forget that it's 2019 as a whole. Astral, he came in late. He came in the offseason between Season 7 and Season 8. He really did stand out, though. He really performed exceptionally well, and he kept that going. I felt like Season 8, league play, took him a little while to get warmed up. Weeks 1 through 4 didn't do that great, but Weeks 5 and playoffs and then through to the World Championship played extremely well, and that's why Astral is my number 3. But again, he came in a little bit late in the year, and we're looking at the entire calendar. Maybe that's going to hurt some rookies. Maybe once in a while, like if he's completely stand out, then it won't matter. But I thought Astral did exceptionally well, but behind these 2 other players. Number 2, Speed. The flip side, Bricks and Mouseboard. So the way I determined a Rookie of the Year was if they don't have any RLCS experience entering the year. And that was the case for Speed. His very first land at WSOE, he wins it. Many consider him to be the MVP of that event. So hats off to him. DreamHacks. Every single DreamHack made day 3 with a bunch of different teammates. From Tigray, from Alot, from Cookseer, from Mystic. He just made day 3s at every single DreamHack, which is pretty impressive with all those different teammates. So hats off to Speed. The one issue, obviously, for Speed was his ROCS trips weren't that great. He didn't make it to the World Championship in either one. And like at the end of the day, those are the ones that you really want to make compared to maybe some of those DreamHacks. Now, my number 1 maybe doesn't have the results behind him as much as maybe a Speed, as maybe even an Astral. Well, probably not Astral, but Alpha 54, just an absolute phenomenal player. Won MVP in Season 7 with Barca, was by far the best player on TSM during his time there. And sure, he didn't get the results. I feel like the quality of his teammates wasn't as good as maybe an Astral. Speed, you could probably have a conversation about, because I think Speed really brought his teammates up. Well, Alpha maybe didn't do that, but his solo performances from Alpha just sets him apart. For the top 3 voting for MVPs, we actually had some people vote for Alpha for Season 8, even when TSM was bottom 2. That's how good this kid is. So phenomenal. And next year, now it's not official that he's on Vitality by the time I'm recording this, but if he's on Vitality and has teammates like K-Dop and Fairy Peak, watch out. 2020 could be Alpha's year. It could be him and literally everyone else. So watch out for him probably winning top player of 2020. But for now, he wins the Rookie of the Year. His very first land as well, too, was Leipzig at DreamHack. And he played extremely well. That was one of my big question marks. It was like, all right, Barca, you're bringing in Alpha, and we'll see how he does on the big stage. But obviously, they got a top 3 finish there. Made it to the semifinals. So Alpha, throughout the year, fantastic individual performance. Maybe didn't get the results he wanted, but he still was pretty exceptional. So I give it to Alpha for my Rookie of the Year. A couple of notes throughout these proceedings are, we're going to be calling Barcelona or FC Barcelona Barca, because that's what they want to be called now, Barca Esports. So you'll probably see that a little bit here or there. But that's it for day number 1. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The Gibbys 2019 edition, or the 2019 Gibbys. We'll be back on Wednesday with Best Region, Important Goal of the Year, Surprising Team of the Year, and Surprising Player of the Year. So come check that out on Wednesday. But for now, that'll be it. Congrats to all the winners. and it's just an honor to be nominated. All right, guys. Later.